Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, this video today is going to actually be a video response to my buddy Julio, who actually brought up a great topic. And that topic happens to be designer fragrances or mass market fragrances versus the niche or the private market fragrances. Which it's a very opinionated topic. So there should be a lot of interesting opinions for that. I'll actually put a link over there. Yeah, that'll be the Julio's channel. But yeah, let's first start by defining them a little bit. Basically, a designer fragrance is like an Armani, a Versace, a Dolce & Gabbana, a Calvin Klein. Their fragrance, they make fragrances, but their primary thing they do is make clothes. They make clothes, they make shoes, suits. Versace and Armani suits are very sharp. But on top of all that, they also make fragrances. So just like with their clothing, mass market or designer fragrances try to make fragrances that will appeal to the most amount of people possible. Now you might be thinking, hey Tim, isn't that what everybody wants to do? Make fragrances that will appeal to the most amount of people? And really, not all the time. With the niche fragrance market, they take a lot more risks when it comes to making fragrances, as far as making them unique and whatnot. For instance, a niche fragrance house called Bond No. 9. Bond No. 9, they made a fragrance. I was trying it on the other day. I have a little sampler of it. It's called like Andrew something's Silver Factory. And let me first tell you this, guys, it was strange. I mean, this stuff was straight up weird. It kind of smelled like a factory full of Christmas ornaments, if you know what I mean. It was pretty weird. It was pretty different. It's nothing that I'd really want on my skin, but for someone who's looking for something truly different, it's right up their alley. And that's kind of what the niche market is made for. They're extremely high-end fragrances for people who want to look for that completely different fragrance. Now, as far as the quality of ingredients they use, designer fragrances are much cheaper than niche fragrances. Many niche houses will actually use some of the best quality materials in the world. For instance, the Creed house uses only the best natural oils in the world. Bulgarian roses, Florentine irises, sandalwood from Mysore, and they have Sicilian lemon. Just overall, where the best ingredient is where they go to get the stuff to make their fragrances, and it does reflect in the quality of their fragrances. For instance, with Creed, I have 2 Creed reviews out right now, and that's because of those fragrances. I mean, they scored very high with me. Creed's Green Irish Tweed tied my highest score ever at 9.5, and Creed's Milazim Imperial got a 9 out of 10 just because it was this is so beautiful, natural smelling thing. Now, there are certain prices you do pay on top of money for the very natural feel. Oftentimes, fragrances that have an exceptionally natural feel to them, because of the purity of the fragrance, the longevity sometimes suffers a little bit. But there are ways of layering around that with, soaps, deodorants. There's always ways to layer to make a fragrance last longer. But to which one I think smells better? Honestly, I think there are more designer fragrances out there that I like than niche fragrances out there, just because a lot of them, like I said with that Silver Factory, it was so different. It was just so strange. It was not something I'd want to really smell like. You know what I mean? Whereas, for instance, a Burberry London or a Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, a Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, Chanel's Allure. Those are all things that, in my opinion, leave a great impression with people. Now, there are niche fragrances out there that are much safer you can go with, that aren't so avant-garde or, so cutting edge, I guess you could say. For instance, the Milazim Imperial and the Green Irish Tweed for Creed. Those are definitely things that I really enjoy. Now, Creed does have its fair share of super unique fragrances, too, like the rest of the niche houses go, but in my experience, Creed seems to have fragrances that at least appear a little more appealing to me, actually much more appealing than, say, some of the stuff that I've tried from Serge Lutens and Bond Number 9. Although Bond Number 9 has some pretty good ones too. But ultimately, one versus the other, really it's completely subjective in my opinion. If you think Burberry London is the best smelling fragrance ever, go for it, get a bottle. But after you have a few fragrances, you begin to be curious what else is out there. Because the thing with designer fragrances is designer fragrances sell in mass numbers. And they're created in mass. They're not masterfully made like niche fragrances are. For instance, Creed. Creeds are created by two people. And that's Olivier Creed and his son, Erwin Creed. And then there's about 35 people in the factory or in the place where they make the fragrances for Creed to package them up and whatnot. That's how exclusive and unique Creeds are. And it goes, and a lot of them, you know, a lot of other niche fragrances take those extra measures too to be super unique. But all I gotta say is try everything on your skin, guys. You know what I mean? Green Irish Tweed rocks my socks. I mean, that is a phenomenal fragrance. Milasim's Imperial I'm going to be using a lot this summer, and that's a niche fragrance. But does that mean that's all I'm going to wear? No. Of course I'm going to wear my Burberry Londons. I'm going to wear my Versace Eau Fraiche. But niche fragrances are just a great way to go to look for something that not everybody's wearing. Some people try to knock off niche fragrances, particularly Creed fragrances, because the originals are so good. And so far they've been pretty unsuccessful with their knockoffs. But definitely, guys, I hope this helped clear up a little bit between at least my opinion on the designer or mass market fragrances versus the niche fragrances of the world. Regardless, fragrance is subjective. Wear what you like, but try everything is going to be the last thing I'm going to say. And again, Julio, thanks for awesome thread idea, and I'm definitely going to put this as a video response in there. And like I said, guys, Julio's channel will be in, I'm so bad at that, it will be in the sidebar below. Alright? But definitely rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Tell me your opinion on this. Whether you like niche fragrances or mass market fragrances more. Or you probably are like me and like both of them. Or do you think niche fragrances are worth it? Or if you just put, I don't know, mass market fragrances or designer fragrances on. There's just so many different combinations, and everybody's unique, and that's what the great thing about fragrances is. But, yeah, I'll definitely cut this video off before it shuts off, and I'll see you folks later. Bye.